everybody, welcome back. Today, we're looking at some smart people getting called out. We have two Wi-Fi channels. One is 2.4 gigahertz and one is 5 gigahertz. Really want to name them Who Are You and I'm You But Stronger. Technically, if you did so, it would be correct. The 5 gigahertz channel is able to support more devices on its channel due to having a higher bandwidth. That and it's a more modern implementation into routers. I know, that's why I made the joke. Just pointing it out in case you didn't. Figured you might like to learn something. Clearly, I understand how the frequencies work well enough to come up with the joke. This is gonna be fun. That's exactly right. As a white person, nothing good was ever said with that beginning of the sentence. I'm not at all bothered that on average, East Asians have slightly larger cranial volume and slightly higher IQ. Why would that bother me? First off, I'm not average. My cranial volume and IQ is well above the average East Asians. And even if it wasn't, well, I can't really say what I'd think if I had a different brain. But to me, what is true matters a lot more than what feels good. If you were truly smart, you would know that cranial volume has no correlation to intelligence whatsoever. We're all the same under the skin. We're all the same inside. A lot of these are a little too smart for me, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone else at 10:30, I guess I'll watch adult films. Me at 10:30 sees video about hyperbolic functions. Wait, what? That's a thing? Damn it, now I have to watch it. Hashtag math is my curse. You're so cool. So cool. I'll just be over here watching adult films. Onision tweeted, take an IQ test. If it is low, don't tweet ever. I will literally block you for being dumb. I discriminate heavily toward people with low IQs. Do you say that people need to submit an IQ test in order to get a tweet reply from you? Like, I'm not sure how you could discern that from just a tweet. Oh, Onision, so much to say. Always. Nah, he's trying to hold his brains in as his mind gets blown. To be frank, those are fairly trivial equations, although I'm sure impressive at the time. Explain them then. Too blurry. Then how can you tell that they're trivial equations? Poor cow is very thirsty and probably dehydrated. These beautiful animals were not put here for our entertainment. She has water and food available 24/7. Warm and silty, kiss my butt. Ever been on a dairy farm? City girl, where do you think your milk comes from? No need to be rude, I'm not a city girl. This is my cow and my video. Ever been on a dairy farm? Not. Like I said, this is my cow on my farm. Thank you for your input though. You seem a little naive of what a bioweapon might consist of. Weirdly, I'm a medical school professor and retired military doctor who's lectured numerous times on this exact subject. But did you do your research? Do your research! For the record, you didn't do your research. You found confirmation bias. There's a difference. Buzz Aldrin tweeted, I feel like we need to remind the world about the Apollo missions and that we can still do what it seems to be impossible. There's a lot of sketchy stuff involving the moon landings. We do need to go back. There's zero reason it should take 50 years to make it happen again. Makes us conspiracy think something was up there. And if you don't think there's any sketchy stuff about the moon landing, then you haven't fully done your research. Can't think of a better way to do research than to actually go to the moon. Have you fully done your research by going to the moon? Because he has. Do your research, Buzz Aldrin. Why don't you just go to the moon or something? Then I'll believe you. How about you go to again? How about you go to the moon again? See you do that. Someone this week said to me, shut up, you're an artist, you don't know the law. So I replied, well, I'm also a lawyer, does that count? He blocked us. And not that artists need to justify why they're taking a stance against injustice, but yes, I've, Julian speaking, been a lawyer since 2010. My brother's a lawyer, and he told me once that he just loves being a lawyer because he likes putting people in their place. He just loves being able to know things that other people don't. However, even without that recent evidence, the biological principles for separation into men and women's categories in sport are so strong that to overturn it requires exceptional evidence. Are you a biologist? Are you a scientist? Have you got a PhD? Published a paper in a peer-reviewed journal? If not, then STFU. Yes, and yes. Have you? Then you're not a part of this discussion. Learnt? What does learnt mean? Am I not dumb enough to understand what learnt is? It's not that deep. It's past tense version of learn.
You stupid people and your stupid words.
Learnt isn't a word. Laughs in dictionary. If Batman wants so badly to be a bat, he might be more intriguing if, like Marvel's Daredevil, he were also blind, like a bat. I love that it's Neil deGrasse Tyson that tweeted this. Many people think bats are blind, but in fact they can see almost as well as humans. Derp. Derpity derp. I can literally catch people's brain waves sometimes and know what they're thinking. That's how advanced my brain is. I honestly believe I'm one of the most intelligent people on planet Earth. Well, you know what they say. The less you know, the more you know. Wait, the more you know, the less you know. How do I explain that I'm intelligent without getting on the front page of I am very smart? My intelligence is the focal point of my life. It is the cause of and solution to almost all of the problems I have on a daily basis. But whenever I talk about them, I always get chastised for bringing up the fact that I am smarter than average, even though I am. How do I do it without coming off as a pretentious twat? Well, firstly, I should think that you should stop being a pretentious twat. Then go from there. Use that as a starting point. Imagine being a regular ass person and thinking you know more than a scientist about what the scientist studies. I actually do, for the most part. I've done my research! Considering a lot of theoretical scientists search for evidence to support their theories rather than coming to a logical conclusion from the evidence before them. Did you submit a paper? Was it peer-reviewed? Then you didn't do your research! I love science. Indonesia. Outdonesia. Indo in Indonesia comes from the Latin word for India, thus your meme is metaphysically not funny. But nice try, thanks for sharing and welcome back. Sick bird, bro. Sick. STFU, I'm smarter than you. How? Mathematics surrounds me. What do you mean by that? Is your dick pi inches long? That was great. That was great. It's, you know, even though pi is infinite, still 3.14. 1459. Isn't it weird how I remember that? So weird. Ingrained in me. I'm smarter than you. I remember the first 4 digits of pi. I have a STEM PhD and I earn 6 figures, and I use the phrase stochastic terrorism. Do I sound smart or am I smart? You sound unbearable, to be perfectly honest. I should think I would not like to socialize with you. Ever. Shared the document with you. Received. Happy New Year. Thanks, but I don't celebrate New Year's. People like me are cognizant of the passing of time on a daily, if not continuous basis. Hence, I have no need for such a holiday. That is all I have to say. So you're doing most of the research, right? Actually, I was hoping to construct the PowerPoint. After all, we never discussed it in class. I'm pretty sure we did. I mean, if you're really adamant about doing the PowerPoint, I can do the research. It's no big deal. Not trying to be pushy, but yes, I'm pretty adamant about it. But I would also be willing to come to terms with it if you really wanted to do the PowerPoint, because it does take a certain amount of intelligence to conduct the research. Lol, what do you mean? I'm saying I would understand if you feel more comfortable leaving the research to someone slightly more intelligent than yourself. And by the way, it's laughing out loud. Using ridiculous slang acronyms like that is not helping your case. You sound insufferable. Just do the PowerPoint, it's fine. Or you could do both, since you're so much more intelligent. And now, with all this sex education, More girls than ever are getting pregnant and abortion rates are out of the roof. So what's your point? Actually, teen pregnancy and abortion peaked in the 90s, just like Christy Alley. Thank you, Christy Alley, for your contribution to this discussion. Where are your facts? Can you, like, cite them? Not to mention that male DNA makes its way to the female brain from every lover she ever took without a sock. There are legit studies on this. Yeah? There's a cost with having casual sex. It affects the female forever. Pretty sure DNA is not contagious. Silly. Ladies, if you screw one guy a day for $100, that's $365,000 you made in 1 year. Female golden retrievers with degrees not making that. Be your own boss. Female wiener dogs with degrees know that will only add up to $36,500. You know, thank you. I learned something today because my brain cannot discern math, so I appreciate that.
It was so funny. It was stupid.
Y'all need to jiggle your brains a little if you believe this nonsense. How? Time is affected by gravity as well. And black holes are intense sources of gravity. It makes sense. I'm simply going to disagree. I don't think the theory of gravity adds up, and I don't think it does what they say it does. Yeah, stuff falls down, but nowhere else can we replicate something being drawn to something else simply because of a large size. Same force can't simultaneously repel and attract. And if gravity attracts, why hasn't the moon crashed into us yet? When a tennis ball spins, the water is slung away from it, not drawn closer. I know I'm just supposed to trust the theorists because they are so much smarter than me, but I think they're just making stuff up. Maybe the math lines up, but if the... I think the math might line up. But if the original assumption is based on a lie, then it's all still wrong. Like if I said, show me the physics behind how it would work for me to sprout wings and fly, a talented mathematician could show the physics that would make it so. But the reality is I still don't have wings and I still can't fly. I just think that this doesn't really deserve a response. Wildlife biologist here. The people are way too close. A black bear with cubs can be very aggressive, and what she will/won't tolerate isn't always clear. If she hurts someone, the state will euthanize her, and her cubs will either starve, if caught, spend their life in cages. You do realize the black bear will most likely just charge, right? Very rarely will they ever attack. As for the people, the bear clearly understood that they weren't a threat to them. Literally mansplaining a wildlife biologist about wildlife. Well done. Alrighty guys, those were some smart people getting called out for being maybe perhaps not so smart. Don't forget to clean your bathtub. It's time, guys. Especially if you want to take a bath tonight. I wouldn't do it. Subscribe! I've got something that you